The room stood silent, an eerie calm settling over the dust-covered furniture. The walls, once painted a vibrant blue, had faded to a dull gray over the years. The only sound was the occasional drip from a leaking faucet, echoing in the stillness, as if marking the passage of time. The bed, with its ornate headboard, seemed almost too grand for the neglected space, its sheets tangled and forgotten. It was a room that had witnessed countless stories, each leaving a shadow behind. Anna stepped cautiously inside, her heart pounding in her chest. She could feel the chill seep into her bones, a foreboding presence that made her skin prickle.
I shouldn't be here,
Anna whispered to herself, but curiosity had gotten the better of her. The stories of this haunted bedroom had drawn her in, tales of restless spirits and mysterious happenings that had driven previous occupants away. Anna watched in terror as the mist coalesced into a figure, its features indistinct, but its presence undeniable. It hovered near the bed, its form barely visible in the dim light.
Who are you?
Anna dared to ask, her voice trembling. The figure did not respond, but Anna felt a sudden wave of sadness wash over her, as if the spirit was trying to communicate something beyond words. Anna followed the spirit's gaze, her eyes landing on the chest. She approached it hesitantly, the melody growing louder, more insistent. As Anna knelt down to open it, she found old letters and photographs, remnants of a love story long forgotten. The spirit hovered nearby, watching Anna with an intensity that made her heart ache.
This is what you wanted me to find,
she realized, her voice barely above a whisper. Anna felt a sense of relief as the spirit slowly vanished, leaving behind a feeling of serenity. The room seemed brighter, less foreboding, as if the burden of its past had been lifted. She knew that the spirit had been trapped by its own story, longing for someone to understand its sorrow.
Rest now,
Anna murmured, closing the chest gently. She turned to leave, feeling a quiet gratitude for the chance to bring closure to the haunted bedroom. Anna walked away from the house, the weight of the experience settling in. The morning air was crisp and clear, a stark contrast to the oppressive gloom of the night before. She felt a sense of accomplishment, knowing that she had uncovered a story that had needed to be told. With one last glance back at the old house, Anna stepped into the light, leaving the haunted past behind.
Evelyn Harper clutched her coat tighter, her breath visible in the crisp night air. She had inherited the house from a distant relative she barely knew, but something about it tugged at her curiosity.
It looks like something out of a gothic novel,
she murmured to herself, feeling both trepidation and a strange allure. As she approached the front door, the sound of leaves rustling in the wind seemed to whisper her name. Evelyn walked cautiously, her footsteps echoing through the empty halls. Each room she passed felt like a time capsule, preserving the lives of those who had come before. But it was the bedroom at the end of the hall that drew her in. The door creaked open to reveal a grand bed draped in tattered fabric and a large mirror that seemed to shimmer in the dim light. She turned to the mirror, and for a fleeting second, she thought she saw a shadow move behind her. Her heart raced as she spun around, but the room was empty.
Hello?
She called out, her voice barely above a whisper. The silence that followed was deafening, broken only by the distant rumble of thunder. Evelyn sat on the edge of the bed, unable to shake the feeling of being watched. The mirror caught her attention again, and this time, she saw it clearly. A face, ghostly and pale, watching her from within the glass.
Who are you?
She asked, her voice trembling. The face faded, leaving only her reflection, wide-eyed and filled with fear. She discovered tales of a tragic past, a young woman who had lived and died in the very room she now occupied. As the story unfolded, Evelyn felt a connection to the spirit trapped within the mirror, a soul yearning for release.
I will help you,
she promised, her resolve firm despite the fear that lingered. She whispered a prayer, asking for the spirit's peace, and watched as the mirror's surface rippled like water. The face appeared one last time, serene and grateful, before vanishing into the ether. As the sun's rays filled the room, Evelyn felt a sense of calm wash over her. The haunted bedroom, once a place of fear, was now just a room with a story that had finally been told.
Emily hesitated at the threshold, her hand gripping the doorframe. The room was unsettling, yet she felt an inexplicable pull, as though it beckoned her to step inside.
It's just an old room,
She whispered to herself, trying to dismiss the goosebumps rising on her arms. Emily lay in bed, the covers pulled up to her chin. She listened intently to the sounds of the house settling, each groan and sigh sharpening her senses.
It's just the wind.
She reassured herself, though her heart thudded loudly in the silence. Suddenly, a soft whisper brushed against her ear, indistinguishable yet undeniably there. Emily froze, her eyes darting around the room, searching for the source. Emily sat up, her curiosity piqued despite her fear.
Who's there?
She called out, her voice trembling slightly. In response, the whisper came again, clearer this time, weaving through the air like a haunting melody. It seemed to emanate from the corner of the room, where the darkness pooled deepest. Emily approached the corner, her steps cautious yet determined. There, she found an old ornate mirror, its surface clouded with age. As she peered into it, the reflection wavered, revealing a shadowy figure standing behind her.
Help me.
The figure's voice whispered, a plea shrouded in despair. Emily turned to face the apparition, her fear giving way to empathy.
How can I help you?
She asked, her voice steady. The figure extended a ghostly hand, pointing towards a small, dusty box on the dresser. Emily opened it, revealing a collection of letters, yellowed with time. Emily spent the rest of the night reading the letters, uncovering the tragic tale of lost love and unfulfilled promises. With each page, the whispers faded, replaced by a sense of peace. As the first rays of sunlight touched the mirror, the figure smiled faintly before vanishing. Emily felt a serene calm, knowing she had helped to finally lay a restless spirit to rest.